What's up, y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
Pull out your card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right. That is
Now I can go back to minding my own business.
true.
Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
Laughter is good for the soul. It's like medicine. Right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons too, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
What up, y'all? Listen, it's Monday. It's April Fools. And y'all got us watching women's basketball instead of men's? Go figure. April Fools. No, I'm just teasing. Hey, listen, everybody's here. And listen, we got a special show for y'all today. And I'm excited to talk about all these things around Cesareans. So let's bring the family on. Gentlemen, madam, hey.
What up?
Hey, what's going on? Yes, sir. Man, listen, always a pleasure to speak to that money man. Ladies, y'all remember, y'all know when he get them checks now, y'all know what y'all got to do.
Just give it to him.
Ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm already. Hey, Carol, good to see you. Good to see you.
What's going on, Miss Carol?
Hey, what's up, Carol? Good evening.
So y'all look, it was so much to talk about it, but we were gonna be talking about the same people over and over again. And so I was like, that's so March. I'm tired of talking about it. Well, now listen, what month do we celebrate? What do we celebrate this month? It's always something. Y'all know? I don't know.
It's nothing in April. Normally it's Easter, but Easter fell in March, so it's nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, that is all right. Well, listen, sister. March is over, so don't start cutting up now because we coming for you. All right, y'all. So listen. If we say something, y'all just share something. That's all I got to say. All right. So I appreciate that. Well, before we get started in this special show of Black Love series, I asked the family to give me their honorary mentions for the 2024 of April's Fools. I don't play tricks on nobody. I think y'all today is just the day y'all find out who I'll be lying all the time. Because they just keep wanting to say April Fools. They just always be lying. But so just to go around the room for we're only here 4 months into the year. Sister, who did you name as your April Fools so far?
Jalen Green.
Now who the heck is that?
That was dumb enough to Drea pregnant, and now he tied to it, paying her off for 18 years, idiot.
Okay, yes, that definitely does cash out for April's Fools. So yeah, you right about that. All right, brother Kenny, now what fool are you giving the reward to this month?
Larsa Pippen. She thought she was gonna become part of the Jordan royalty family, and Mike MJ told Marcus, son, if you don't let that skeezer go, I'm taking you out the wheel. So that's right. He figured out how to get her out of there, and she's out of there. So that's my April Fools. Larsa.
I really think that Mike told him something that happened that didn't nobody know about between him and Law. Miss Pippen. So maybe yes, I don't know.
Nah, I don't think that was it.
You don't think so? All right. Black, what food are you calling out for the month of April?
I had to call out Big Back Risa Tisa. That whole story was preposterous. It's a walking, living, breathing, lifetime story. But she walked that story all the way to the bank. for sure. And
Definitely.
I don't doubt that she'll get paid from it, and a big back will be back in trouble again.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
Listen,
you right. You right.
I couldn't think of one, so I just grouped them all in one. I want to give a shout out to MAGA's best Trump supporters. All y'all is April's fools for me, because especially the ones y'all bought that Bible he out there selling. But again, I ain't got no problem with that, because ultimately, if these other church folks start hollering about Trump selling his Bible, I got some stuff I want to talk about y'all selling too, because y'all sells these conferences and this oil and these cloths and stuff. So I don't know. Y'all start front. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Y'all selling that Bible, gospel. Yeah. All that. So anyway, I just want to shout out to Trump supporters, because they took a blow, because y'all know his stock dropped like 175 million. I know it was almost $1 billion.
It's at $2 billion.
Yes.
It's at $2 billion.
Yes. So his stock dropped from Truth Social when they went live last week. Now they done lost 21% of them stocks.
Let me tell you something about Trump supporters. This event happened to me today. I was in a patient's room having a conversation with them, and she was very elderly, probably 85, and her son-in-law was in the room. They're white, of course. And they were doing a cognitive test on the lady, and they were like, asking her, what month is it? Then it was like, who's the president of the United States? And she was like, Donald Trump. And the therapist was like, no, ma'am. There was one after him. Who is that president? And the son was like, it don't matter, Mom. He'll be the president soon. You don't even need to know the one that's there now. So it don't matter what the stock does, is my point.
Right.
But she did remember Biden. She said it starts with a B, and she was like, Joe Biden.
My goodness.
Like, you don't have to remember him, Mama.
Wow.
So they love him regardless, is my point.
They gonna do
Exactly.
brain surgery on her. She just being delusional. This woman has dementia.
But the son does it, so what's his problem?
Well,
right.
That'll be a show on its own right there. So anyway. All right. Well, listen, y'all. That's our rendition of April's Fools. So y'all enjoy all month, ladies and gentlemen, because there's more to come, please, by all means. But listen, it is all day Black Love Series, and we're gonna talk about it today. So y'all get ready to chime in. What'd you say, Kurt? She says they won't find a
they won't find a braid, huh?
All right. All right.
Oops. Yikes.
All right. So we're gonna open up with emotional intelligence. I got a video to show, but what does that speak to you, family? Just right off the top of your head, what do you think emotional intelligence would be? Black, what you thinking? I know you already got some up there.
We use this term at work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, emotional intelligence is being able to govern your own emotions and feelings while being able to empathize with others and arrive at reasonable conclusions.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's nice and articulate. That's an educated man right there. All right, madam, what do you, off the top of your head, emotional intelligence? What you gathering?
See, and my thought was I was comparing it to like a kid who they're trying to complete a task. And, like a toddler would get mad and just throw stuff across the room, where a emotionally intelligent person can calm down, take their time and figure it out, or walk away.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. Kenny.
I think it's knowing how to discipline yourself and discipline your emotions. A lot of times we react off of emotions rather than reacting off of facts. So I think emotional intelligence, you learn how to kind of check your emotions at the door, so to speak, and just like Black said, make rational decisions outside of your emotions. Sure.
All right, well, let me show you this video. It's a little biased, but we can talk through all of that. But I just wanted to see if we can pull something out of this woman's conversation that she's having. But I'll try my best. Get your fishing poles ready, because we're going to throw this reel out pretty deep. All right, here it is, y'all. Check it out.
These feel like women are seriously ready for emotionally intelligent men.
Okay, let's talk about what emotional intelligence comes with before we even get into this conversation, okay? We're talking about you wanting a man who is tolerant, who regulates his emotions, who also knows how to manage your emotions. but you're also talking about a man who knows how to navigate his sensitivities and everything else when it comes to that. But you have to consider that an emotionally intelligent man is good at cutting people off when he sees that your sensitivities bring too much reactivity. When he sees that you cannot regulate your emotions. When he sees that you have a low tolerance. This type of man that you are asking for is a man who will walk you out the door in a heartbeat. If he feels like you are disrupting his peace. If he feels like there's any level of disrespect, because there's a lot that comes with emotional intelligence. So if you asking for that, you got to come with the same level of emotional intelligence as well.
Interesting.
Sister, I'm gonna start with you. You know, what do you think? What do you think about her perspective?
I kind of agree, actually.
Okay.
I feel like that's the same level of emotional intelligence that I possess. Because if I'm emotionally intelligent and you are a fly off the handle type person, I know that you will negatively affect my emotions and cause toxicity, stress, and unnecessary chaos in my life. So you got to get the hell on. So I'm emotionally intelligent enough to know that this person may not be someone who can regulate their emotions, their reactions, their whatever. I mean, I kind of get where she was coming from, actually.
Okay. So I see you
having toxicity. I know people who actually do.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Well, Black, let me ask you this question, because for most part, we normally equate emotionalism to drama. Again, women are being emotional, men are more, analytical, things of that nature. So, where does this emotionally? I don't. Again, where does this intellect come from? I guess that women are saying that men. I just don't like all that emotional, if you ask me. But we'll talk about it. Go on.
That's where, for me, while I don't disagree with the message, nothing she said necessarily. I ain't gonna say nothing. There are a few things that I could nitpick, but for the most part, I agree with what she said. This is an instance where, for me, I shoot the messenger. When I looked at that video and I watched the reactions, what stuck out to me more than anything else is, had a man said that same message, it would not have been received the same way. And in this culture of social media and the climate that we have, where we so often pit men against women, it's amazing this stance that men have to take now, where we have to sit back and allow her to say that, and she's not wrong, but it was appreciated coming from her, because, oh my God, I can't believe a woman is saying this. When, to your point, Sister D, had that come from a guy, it would have been received as toxic. And they would have picked out some of those lines. You know, when she said that a man with the most intelligent will walk you out the door, that would have been all that they would have heard, that he ain't good enough for you anyway. And he ain't on your level. And a man is scared of your education and your this, that, and the other. And so I appreciate what she said, but the tides have turned now. And so that old adage of women operate from a place of emotions and men operate from a place of intellect, that don't apply anymore. You got more bitch ass dudes out here than ever before. Let's be clear. And women have been forced into a role where they don't have a choice but to make emotional decisions for the betterment of their family. To Devin's point, otherwise be involved in a toxic situation and have the blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a choice anymore in that aspect. The other part of it to me is this. When you dig deeper behind that, this is where I gave my definition of emotional intelligence. Sometimes it's making clear-headed level decisions despite the negativity of your partner, because maybe they don't have the acumen, the intelligence, the experience. When I got married, I was 21. I was young. My wife was 19. But I had lived on my own since I was 17. My wife literally moved from her mama's room and became a wife. I had to make all of those decisions despite what she might want to do. And so depending on your circumstances, sometimes emotional intelligence is in spite of is somebody having the wherewithal to make the right decision for the long-term benefit of the couple. And wherever that comes from, it could be the man or the woman for me.
That's good, man. Kenny, I'm gonna give this one to you because I agree with what is being said by Carol, that people hear what they want to hear. And normally the lens in which we hear this from is women are more that they're more smarter than men. And see, when you take that and you filter these comments again with black, if a man is saying that, oh, he's stupid anyway because he's younger than we are, or this, that, and the third, they filter these things out and won't even hear the message about what's being said. I mean, what you think about that?
I definitely agree with that. I think Carol hit it. People only hear what they want to hear, and I also know that people's comprehension levels are different. So you can sometimes people not gonna comprehend certain things the same way you will. My thoughts from this sister's comments. She comes across as being dismissive. When I say that is when she basically said that you can walk out the door, because whatever the other person is, whatever your emotions or your feelings are coming, they're not important to me if they don't fit into my box. So yeah, I'm dismissing you, and your feelings are dismissive, even though my feelings could have some substance to it. So those are the type of women I avoid. I avoid women that's really dismissive like that because you're not really trying to hear me because you already made your mind up anyway. So that's my thoughts on it.
I love that.
I did hear a little bit of, and she's not gonna get on me about this because she can't be, just a tad bit of not being compassionate. And again, listen, y'all piss off. Yeah, she's not gonna be compassionate towards you. I'm talking about her down there. So listen. So what I'm saying is, I heard a little bit of intolerance. And that's how you equate emotional intelligence by what I'm going to tolerate. No, I'm just not tolerating the drama. Yeah, I am intelligent no matter if I'm emotionally intelligent, physically intelligent, educationally intelligent. The intellect is there, right? I mean, can people have street smarts over book smarts and vice versa? Yeah, but I don't really know if it's tolerance for me. Like, how much emotionalism are you gonna put up with? Like, I just don't want that, right? I don't have time for that because again, if I'm doing something to you, fine, tell me. Then if I care about you, then I want to make the necessary adjustments. Yeah, but when it comes to saying that women and men have to have an equal footing when it comes to emotional intelligence, no, you can keep the drama up all you want to, but you're gonna be there by yourself. Okay, all right, go on.
I didn't want to jump Lady D. Lady D, did you have another comment?
No.
Okay. One of the things I will give her credit for that she did mention, though, and Carol nailed it, communication being the key, is that I do like the fact that she mentioned women, but this goes for anybody. If you're going to ask for something, you should be bringing that same thing to the table too.
There you go.
Part I do love that she mentioned that because it's unrealistic, and that's what happens sometimes. That to me, the relationships are doomed from the beginning because you can come up with this great creative list. And what amazes me about people a lot of times is when you ask that question, "What are you looking for?" We have the right answer. It eloquently comes across our tongue. And we're programmed sometimes, especially when we're in a forum like that. Nobody in their right mind is going to say, I want a man to drop that D down on me and choke me, this, that, and the other. They're going to say, well, he has to be intelligent and he has to be smart and and then men on our thing, well, I'm looking for a woman that can be sensitive, this, that, and the other. But the truth of the matter is, whatever you're asking for, you do need to be prepared to match that. Because two people unevenly yoked don't matter. You can't. I'm an intelligent, educated guy. The reality is, I can't be with no dumb bitch. Beyond her and here to 3 o'clock in the morning, it's going to get to a point where there's very little we can talk about. I can only go so far with us watching Lil Bootsy and playing Ice Spice. At a certain point, that bitch can't talk about current events and know who the president is and the price of tea in China and stuff like that. It's going to be limited. So
these poor women, I know y'all.
I'm sick of
I know y'all sick of him, but it don't matter. I know women. I know ladies. It's okay. What'd you say, Craig? What up, man? Good to see you. Everyone thinks.
What up? What up, CT?
Emotional intelligence until your emotions are tested. I agree. How a person reacts to negativity measures your level of emotional intelligence, and that's a good, man. Listen, anything tested then can be trusted. So if you haven't tested somebody in your relationship, if y'all have never had an argument and all that kind of stuff, then you setting yourself up for failure, fool. I'll just tell you that right now. So y'all better test.
I think the way you test someone's emotional intelligence, though, is by habit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves a moment where you fly off the handle.
Sure.
I have flown off the handle before and saw red to where if you ask my children, they'll tell you I'm 8, 9, out of 10 crazy. But most people who know me would never say that. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But everybody can have a moment. My thing is, I'm a very non-argument. I think it didn't bother me what she said because she described me.
Well, okay, that now it makes sense.
Yeah, right.
And so you know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like arguing. I feel like whoever I'm in a relationship with, I would like for you to sit down and have a logical, reasonable conversation with me without being a hothead. When you get to yelling and screaming and there's a lot of chaos and confusion over nothing, I can only do that so many times before I'm like, you a bit much. And so I couldn't get upset if I encountered that person that was like me. But I also know that's who I am. So, similar to what you said, do you bring that to the table? I do. So I wouldn't expect you to be that person, but if I wasn't. But that's just who I am. I like peace and tranquility in my life. Can I burn some shit down when necessary? Yeah. But I don't prefer to be that way.
My goodness.
Love it.
But brother, Lady D, but you said that we all deserve that one fly off the handle moment. So you're cool with your husband flying off the handle?
Well, it depends on why. It depends on
within reason, right?
It depends on why he's flying off the handle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, because usually when it's something with my kids and they being stupid, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that a lot of their mistakes I have to fix, but you don't want to hear what I have to say. I'm a cuss like a sailor, and you're going to have to let me do it. And believe it or not, I'm really not a cusser like that. Meaning I cuss, but I don't.
No.
Listen. I don't drop a lot of F-bombs, a lot of MFers. On here, you get a little ass.
I didn't know we had tiers of them.
But you ain't gonna get, you dumb motherfucker. You ain't gonna get all that unless I'm angry.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
And then I calm down and I think about it later. You just got to give me my moment. But that's not who I am. I'm not gonna get that mad because I asked you for tacos and you brought me a hamburger.
Let me ask you this: is that healthy for relationships? Is it healthy for a relationship for both parties to be able to fly off the handle when they want to?
Oh, I love that question.
No,
I love that question.
But if someone regularly makes me fly off the handle, you shouldn't be in my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I tell you that you're good with money and we got $300 in the bank, and I tell you we need to make sure we always have $200 in the bank, and you go be a dumbass and you blow it all at the casino, and I fly off the handle, you're gonna get what you got. You know what I'm saying? Right. But little things I'm not gonna make. That I'm just gonna sit there and look at you, and I'm a little aggravated, so just give me a moment. If I fly off, you done some. Most people will tell you if you make Devin mad, what you do? You had it coming.
Kenny, I love the question because it depends on if that's your love language. In my opinion. Because
wait, flying off the handle is a love language?
He asked oh God, yes. Oh God, yes, my brother. Not every woman wants to be called sweetheart and boo. Yes, some women say, bitch, come here. Depends on if that's your love language. That's the God's honest truth. Why that won't suit Devin, because that's not what she responds to. I can promise you, there are women out there that will perceive you as a weak man unless you talk in that manner to them, and they don't perceive it as disrespectful because they're going to talk to you the same way. Oh, that such and such and such. This, so if that's your love language and that's how you communicate with one another, and that's why I talked about being evenly yoked. There's many a nasty, filthy bitch that I talk to, and they enjoy. They wouldn't want me to call them nothing but a nasty, filthy, no good bitch. You nasty bitch, get over here and do this, that, and the other. And they're going to enjoy every last moment of it.
Oh, this show is getting good. Oh, this is getting good. Let me sit up in my seat. Good Lord.
Okay.
Right. Fix my shirt. I got to fix my shirt and everything.
I'm not even finna touch that. I don't even.
He asked the question. Craig say he understand where
No.
I
actually get what you're saying, Black. I do.
Okay.
I swear all that's holy. I'll say this last part. No. When I wanted to get rid of a woman, I was nice because the response was they was going to run in the opposite direction. That's not what they wanted from me. I created the persona of Black to be, that was my love language with them.
Whew. Okay. I love him, but I want to balance this out because I'm gonna tell y'all something. For those of y'all that maybe it's y'all first time hearing from
Lady D ain't feeling that because she
hold on.
She rocking in her chair and she looked at the ceiling already.
I'm just saying my truth.
That's right, you are. And I listen, and you know he ain't ashamed to say what I'm finna tell him either. So I just want y'all to understand. I want to balance this thing out. And listen, I may be throwing spaghetti on the wall, but how many times you say you used to get STDs?
I had 4 back to back.
Okay, so understand this. The same type of women he talking about. I'm pretty sure.
No, there was a few good ones in there too. So I don't know if them bitches gave it to me either. I don't know if I got it from the hoe that suck a wet doorknob or the nurse. I don't know. Shit.
I'm sick of
him. This gotta answer for everything. Okay, well listen. Craig, I hear everything y'all saying. All I'm gonna just tell y'all, listen, that at the end of the day, whatever the case may be, I think it's okay to vent. I don't think it's okay to treat your spouse as a punching bag. But everybody's gonna blow up. But it's how you do it, right? Listen, anyway. So I just it's a good conversation again. Just we just trying to light fires around here. That's all. So
boy, we lit one already.
I'm telling you, sure. My goodness. All right, listen, y'all. Wrong expectation. Now, listen, I know y'all heard the expression you expecting things from the wrong person. Well, that's not the angle I want to come from today. I want to come from a position of having the wrong expectations for the right people. And I'll give you a couple examples of what I mean, because that's a little bit different. So the term expecting to turn a hoe into a housewife, that's putting a wrong expectation on the person you want to be with. Okay. Secondly, here's another one. I guess expecting a man that has a 8th grade education to be like the man that's on Tyler Perry movies.
Good analogy.
That's putting a wrong expectation on a right person or a good person. And so I'm asking, why do we have y'all, it's coin for the women. Y'all make projects out of men. But there are men that we try to formulate our woman. I don't think we call them projects, but we try to put that pressure on them to be something that they're not. And then we get disappointed when they're not. And I just want to understand why is it just we just don't want to be honest? Because if we're honest, the women that we want to act that way, they don't look the way. And the men that you want to act like the men on Tyler Perry, well, maybe they gay, or maybe they're not, you are not where they need you to be. As we were saying earlier, maybe you can't bring to the table for those men that you want, so you try to make a project out of Gomer Pyle. I don't know, Kenny, I'll start with you.
I think men are really probably more apt at doing this because we look at the package first. So we start from the outside in rather than the inside out. So we want what we want in the package. We already know what we want physically, and then, but we also want, you know, what's that? So we want a freak in the sheets, but a lady in the streets. So sometimes you're not gonna get everything in a woman in one. And I think you can say that for women and men can say that as well. You're not gonna find everything you want in one person. So you got to be willing to say, you know what, I may not. I think I could work with this, even though I may want this, but she brings something that maybe, you know, we could shine together. So that, to me, that's how you have to look at it when it comes to that, because to me, you're trying to put pressure on a woman or to be something that they really not, and you should just let them be who they are.
Yeah, sister. Wrong expectations on right people. They're good people, but it's like what you want, you can't even find on the metaverse.
I think the difference between men and women is women, we tend to get what I call, a fan, I won't tell a business. We tend to have builder boys, or we don't call them projects, we call them potential. We see somebody with potential, and then we get him, and, you know, because he says he wants all these things that, you know, we have the potential to help him achieve, and then we try to create this, you know what I'm saying, this boy, this man to our liking, and it never really works out in our favor. And I feel like men, y'all get us because you're attracted to who we are when you meet us, and then you get us and we settled, and you be like, you know what, I know you like wearing all that makeup, but you really don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? I like a natural woman. I know when I met you, you was dressed like Sexy Red, but that's not really attractive, you know, because I want to take you around my family. Can you put on this hijab church dress so that you can appeal to me better? And I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have seen with a lot of people, where we want to change the person, but it just kind of depends on who we get, you know, and that's kind of how I see that. Yeah. So I have always kind of led in my life with putting my expectations out there in the beginning. So you can't pretend 6 months later that you don't know what the hell I said to you when we was at the Papa Do's.
Applebee's, not Papa Do's.
I'm sorry, at the Chili's 2 for $20. So then you can't pretend you didn't know what I was talking about.
No, and that's good that you make that point, because again, I've seen people pretend in relationships because they wanted something, they wanted that person. So one person to act like something and the other person to expect things, and that relationship don't last long, or there's quite a bit of resentment in that relationship at the end of the day, because now you 10 years in the game and somebody says, well, I never got a chance to, I can't be myself around you. That's your fault, stupid. Don't do that. Like, be yourself. And if they don't like you, but again, here's the word that we may have to say a couple more times a day. Y'all don't like rejection. That's what y'all don't like. Y'all don't like to be rejected. And that's something that you got to listen, put that in your spirit. Rejection, that's a part of life. It's gonna happen. I'm trying to teach my kids, listen, learn to have that no in your spirit, because it's gonna come. And you just got to be able to deal with it. All right, Black, go give it to him.
Whew. Okay, so even if I pick up where you left off, my brother, I wrote a paper on the word no, because it almost has become non-existent in our society. We're breeding generations where no is not acceptable.
Right.
We're told that we can have it all, but I'm gonna go a different direction here to answer that question. And for the female viewers, you would appreciate this, I hope. If you're a baker and you like to bake cakes, and you have a favorite pan that you bake a cake in, and you get all these compliments because your cakes come out so perfect, you drop that baking dish and it has a dent in it, but you don't want to throw the dish away, so you continue to bake cakes. Every cake you're going to make going forward going to have that defect in it. It's going to have that dent in it because it's made that impression. I truly believe wrong expectations come from an innate human deficiency created by our first human pair, Adam and Eve. I blame them two sons of bitches. I think deep down, It stems from a desire to want something more, even though we have it all. They were placed in a perfect situation, and yet they wanted more. And I think that happens to us as human beings. And I've always called it, for me, the great eye syndrome, because Kenny is right. We're visual creatures. Woman got a fat pumping ass, dick sucking lips, big old mogumbo titties. She got everything I'm looking for. I get that pussy. I beat it from here to Timbuktu. I get it like Burger King. I had that pussy my way. After I've had it my way, I wake up and the reality is I start finding all of her defaults. And just like one of my favorite movies, Lord of the Rings, that big eye of Sauron, she is no longer what I'm looking for. I zero in on that next fat butted hoe. Reality is our interests, they change, they shift. And I think that happens with people all the time, that we're constantly evolving to ever want more. Because even when that woman in this case gets that man that is provide, you know how many women I've laid up with that had good men at home? And I'm even wondering, what the hell you doing here with me? I ain't gonna support your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna stuff myself down your head and tell. He paying the bills. But it's that innate desire to want something different, something more.
I'm glad that last question was rhetorical because I didn't have an answer. You want to guess it? I can only imagine what that number is.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, crazy! I used to be that way, Devin, but it didn't do anything because a bunch of arguments. Didn't do anything but cause a bunch of arguments because women felt I was trying to change them. That type of relationship will always fail. It will.
Yeah, and then it comes across as being controlling. I mean, how many times have we seen women say he's toxic, he's controlling, he's trying to control you? So yeah, that it doesn't work. Got it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So again, y'all, listen, love yourself enough to not stay in a relationship that you can't be yourself, because what you're doing is you're giving, and that person may be a good person, but you are allowing someone to put a wrong expectation on a good person that probably need to be left for somebody else. And if they can't leave you alone to go with somebody else, well then just shoot down to Buckhead. Black will be there for you.
I just
so here's what that
out in the beginning. I don't see what's wrong with that. Just being upfront.
Yeah, right.
But they be lying.
Yeah.
Well, they think I be lying.
I agree with you, Lady D.
I be like, I ain't shit. Look, I'm not affectionate. I like to be by myself. I'm an introvert. I probably ain't gonna ever be that buddy with your family and your friends because I'm who I am. And nobody believes me. And then when it happened, they be like, "Why you acting like I told you? Hey, I told you."
You know what, Lady D? You a challenge. You're a challenge. And I would say, for me to hear you say that would, for some reason in my mind, that would be a challenge for me, and I would like to try to break that challenge. If just what you just said. No. I'm just saying that would be a challenge for me. It really
I
would
hear you,
for me.
but let's talk through that, because this is what we're talking about. Black says it all the time. It's because of how she is presented.
Right.
That's the only thing. Because if she had the eye of Sauron and she said, I ain't nobody, I ain't this, that, and other, guess what? Before she can even finish her sentence,
she couldn't get away with it.
That's right. And so
most definitely. Oh, hell no. Yeah, you right.
But I'll
get away with it.
And that's the only reason you accept the challenge, is for that reason. Because
that's true.
What y'all say it's the package. But
that's what I'm saying. We go from the outside in.
That's right, and you're not hearing anything she's saying. You saying she's lying.
Right.
The other part of it, Lady D, is that we just said on the last segment, people hear what they want to hear. So guess what? Even when you tell that guy that, you know what he's thinking? First of all, she's so fine. I'm gonna put up with this. I'm gonna tolerate it, but I can change her. I can win her over. And then on the flip side, you know I ain't shit. I don't even let you spend the night. But you know what they're thinking? if my stuff is
I'm be
good
different.
enough,
I'll be
he's going to change, and eventually he'll let me spend the night. Now you're looking all bewildered when that never comes.
So is that pride? That's what this is. It's narcissism.
Yeah.
Well, I think you start just like with us when we meet y'all ass. We start weighing the good versus the bad. We start like we got this side of BS side, and this side is hope that didn't go too loud. This side of that ain't too bad. You know what I'm saying? And with me, I think they weigh. Okay, this is the good stuff about her. She's loyal. She's a family person. She's a homebody. She got a good job, a career. She handled her business. She's very soft spoken. I ain't got to worry about trying to cut me if I do something wrong or look at her. You know what I'm saying? You got that side of me, but then you got this side of don't touch me too much, like don't talk too much. Let me unwind when I get home. Let me drink on Friday and Saturday and mind my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they out, and then they may be physically attracted to me as well, right? I can still wear a two-piece. So I think they just start weighing the good and the bad, and they be like, okay, let me try it out.
I agree.
It's still playing. It was still playing a game, and that's unfortunate.
I agree with you on that too.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, so again, great articulation from the family, and here the reality is that again we ignore the red flags because we think we're gonna be the exception or the anomaly. Right? Oh no, it ain't gonna be me. Oh no, she just talking because she just want to see if she playing hard to get, or he a soft teddy bear. And you don't know. And when that clown say, listen, he done it. And I know he had, you got to get up out of here. What? You got to get up out of here. Or like David said, why are you doing that? Y'all are dumb, in my opinion. Like unfortunately, I have enough of y'all. I want us to. Again, that's a lack of emotional intelligence. If you want,
very true,
very true.
Okay, there you go. That's the lack of emotional intelligence when you don't adhere to what is being told to you. Then, if you think she lying, well, then don't be with her then anyway. Because guess what? She's gonna keep lying if that's how you feel. So again, all right. I got it now. That's a good one. Y'all can take that to the house with that one. That was a good one. Ain't too many people talking about that. Men are natural hunters. Women are perceived as prey. I ain't gonna argue with you there, but
Miss Carol, that's changed as well.
I'm more like a porcupine, though. You gotta get through some. You gotta get through some stuff first.
I'm sick of that.
Sick of her too. Okay, all right. Let's go on to the next. All right, listen. Oh, this has been good.
All right, Miss Porcupine.
Right. Listen. All right, listen. Financial compatibility. I can't know my own words. Financial compatibility. Just off the hand, Kenny, what is financial compatibility? Is it we all making the same amount of money, or are we all putting our money in the same account no matter who making what? What's financial compatibility for you?
I think it's not about who makes the most money, how much money we make. It's about spending habits. How do our spending habits line up?
That don't add up.
No, I'm just saying that's what financial compatibility is when you're talking about a relationship. It's about who spends and who's a shopper and who's a saver and all that, and that definitely plays a big part in how that relationship goes.
So give me Kenny the sports hustle man, just ballpark figure. Who does the most spending, the men or the women?
Who does?
You had to guess.
I would say the women. Women tend to be more of the spenders.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you.
But they also can be. They can be some of the best spenders too, because they know how to find them deals. So, but I think women tend to spend more.
All right, sir. Financial compatibility.
I would define it as a fiscal or financial match that gives the relationship the greatest chance to prosper, to thrive. Okay.
So do you feel
so it has nothing to do with who makes so much, but if you ask me who I feel I think that's generational.
Okay. Yeah.
I
no,
think
that's
for
good.
me, I think that's generational.
You're right.
I'll say just really quickly, I have very low overhead. You know, my going out, kicking it party days, those are over with. You know, I'm 56 years old, but I can't say it's women because there are just as many men out there that have to have the latest Jordans. They have to have the newest car. They have to have the latest fashion. I'm working in an office. I've seen guys walk in every day with designers I couldn't even name and have a t-shirt that by a certain designer that costs $150, or go out and get a haircut and thought nothing of spending $60 for a haircut, irregardless of what that was going to do to the household. Or they have a habit of smoking weed. And so how is your habits different than the woman who likes purses or shoes?
Okay. So quickly, let me ask you this right quick. So are you saying that both parties have to at least be making around the same amount of money? Okay.
The amount they make has nothing to do with it. You can take two people who are making minimum wage and their household could be run smooth, and that works for them if they have financial compatibility, in my opinion, to where they're making the smarter decisions to make those dollars stretch further. Because if you're both making under $40,000 a year, but you're trying to take lavish trips it's not going to work. But if you plan and budget, you can take just as nice a vacation, because now you're matching up with, you've chosen somebody who understands where our dollars have to go to keep this household running smoothly.
Okay. Well,
I agree with
again, making minimum wage, you ain't gonna get no Jimmy Choo. You're getting Jimmy Hot Chew. So,
but that's just it. I'll say, take somebody like me to answer your question. Name brand means nothing to me. Yeah. And I make good money. Okay. I will not spend more than $25 on a pair of sneakers. Burlington Coast Factory do me just fine. I've never owned a pair of Jordans in my life. So if I had a girlfriend and she says, baby, I saw these shoes in Burlington, so I was on the side of the street in Riverdale, the rough part of town. I thought you would like these. I don't give a damn. You looking at my feet that closely to see who? Get your ass out my face.
Okay, sister. Financial compatibility. How you see it?
I think it's two people who respect money the same and who have the same ideals of money. Like what that means to them. For me, I need someone who hates being broke as much as I do.
Wow.
I don't care how much you make. It's not about that. But if you are someone who is okay with living check to check, that's a problem for me.
I like that.
And if you don't make that much, then you're going to have to learn to bend. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole idea when I'm in a relationship is, if one of us is not working, we should not lose everything that we have. And if you stop working or I stop working and everything is gone, that's a problem for me. That means in my mind, you're not financially responsible. If you only make 30 grand, you're going to have to figure this out, because that means you can't have them J's, or you need to go and ask Black if you can get a ride to Burlington. Because it's just not gonna work. Now I ain't gonna even lie to you and say that I ain't gonna act like I make more than 30 grand. Because you're gonna be like, where you come from? I'm like, I come from the Gucci store. While you over at Burlington. So you
oh damn, that's cold.
But I've been saving up. I've been saving up for this Gucci purse for 3 years so that I can get it. And I've been living off of ramen noodles and eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I ain't got a problem with that. I love it.
I wanted this purse. If it take you 12 years, well, you better get another job, bro. Because I like that. But you're not gonna be able to blow all your money, you know. And I ain't gonna, when I buy you the purse, when I buy my purse, don't get me wrong, I'll throw you a bill or something at you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be respectful and considerate of you. But
I'm sick of that.
I love her honesty. I love her honesty.
Shame on anybody thought she'd be lying, because she ain't lying. So real quick, because we talked about this, I'm gonna show a video, but I want to ask y'all this, because remember, we filter things through our ears based on what we already have in our perceived mind. So is there a gender role when it comes to who's doing what with the money? You know, y'all know the saying, the men.
For me, yes.
Is it?
For me, yes.
Okay.
I'm a Neanderthal. I'm a chauvinist.
Yeah,
We know.
For me, I'm a team king. I'm a team concept type cat. I
Okay.
think we do this together as a team.
Okay,
That's just me.
so you're saying if whoever's better than the other, that's who defaults to.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I
Okay.
said we're a team. We're gonna do this as a team. We make the decision and we spend as a team.
Okay. Well, all right, yeah, I like that because this video gonna be very interesting then for us, sister.
Ooh, I gotta hear her.
I don't think there's a gender role with money if we've been together for a minute.
Okay. What does that
God
mean?
forbid.
Oh, well, you gotta explain that.
Very
You gotta-
Okay,
for
so
a minute.
for instance, my
What's
husband
a
and I,
minute?
we've been together for almost 6 years. If he lose his money,
Mhm.
he'll never
Mhm.
feel emasculated by me at all
Okay.
because I know who he was, who he is when
Okay.
he's good. But
Gotcha.
if you come in my house in the beginning, and I'm gonna give you an example because I was dating.
Okay.
I went to buy my kids school clothes, and I bought my son some J's because that's why they ain't shit now because I did too much. And I bought my son some J's, and this dude looked me in my face and said, "You know, I like J's. Where my J's at?"
The boyfriend?
Situation. I can't.
Oh, hell no.
I can't do it. Like, to me, what he should have been saying if we're talking about J's is, "Hey, I'll get his next pair. Oh, I didn't know your baby liked J's. Let me get him some for Christmas." And then I would have been like, "What? That's the dude I want to go to the mall and buy some J's for after you actually buy them." Because I'm
I get that. I get that for sure.
after he
I
actually
get
buy the J's, because you can't sell me no pipe dream. But you can't come in my house and ask me what I'm cooking, and you ain't even bought a loaf of bread. That's just not who I am. I could eat my bread by my damn self, and I'll tell you it was good later. That's the dude, the broke ass dude that want to take from me. You the one when I'm single I let come over at night, and you better be gone before my kids wake.
God have mercy.
That's
Oh.
my dog.
Well, you know what
That's
though,
my dog.
Lady D, you starting to sound more and more like Brother Black. Now
you
that
heard
I'm
what I
listening
said,
to
right?
this.
My last situation, he made a lot less than me, and we did good for a while. When he was telling me we still gonna split the household bills, you know what I'm saying? We still, because I respected that, you know, we still split the household bills. Where he fucked up with me was when he said, "You got 3 kids. I think we should split the bills 4 ways."
Ooh.
Okay,
What?
wait, no, because I got a whole video we ain't even talked about yet. So hold on.
Oh, wow.
Wait, did I get an answer out of you through all that?
Someone who respects the dollar just the same as me. That don't like being broke. You can't be broke.
And your gender roles depends on how long he been there.
You're right. And how he approached me in the beginning.
Okay.
How he, like I'm saying, I don't care how much money you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be somebody that because you know I make more, you feel like I need to bring more to the table. No, this table costs $100. You put 50 on it, I put 50 on it.
Okay.
I respect that.
I'm gonna have to get my needle and thread because I'm gonna have to stitch what you just said to this video because I got a whole question about what you just did. So you just hold on because I want to know if he make less than you, he can still get your money to pay all the bills. And okay, hold on, just hold on. Let me show this video. Then we can talk about this. I think you and this sister got something coming.
I went on a date and I was really excited, very excited about it. We had gone out maybe 2 months, and then he said he really needed to talk to me. Sure, what is it? Do you think you could lend me $4,000? And I'm like, oh God.
He jumped out with 4,000 out the gate, though?
I know, it's so
he
funny.
Didn't test the water?
You know what Oprah said? Oprah said, God, I would have felt better if he had said $40,000.
You just went in your purse. Here you go. Here you go.
Because here's somebody who was making, 6 figures, successful. And when I said, could I ask what it's for? He said, yeah, it was for a child support issue and to pay a payment on some furniture. And this was Sunday, and he said, I promise I'll pay you back by Thursday. And he did pay me back on Thursday, but I didn't feel the same. But he did, to his credit, pay me back on Thursday. But it just changed the relationship for me. It changed the relationship.
I love that video.
Well, I'll
I
let you
love
go
that
first.
video.
I'll let you go first.
I actually did a
Yep.
story on this a while
Yep,
back.
you did.
Yeah, Kenny knows I did a story on this, and I got a lot of views, surprisingly, because I said that for me made Gayle King more attractive than I've ever seen her. Up
Really?
until because there's even more behind the story.
Okay.
Up until that moment, I had seen her as just the same dog-headed hoe, her and Oprah Winfrey that Snoop Dogg had claimed he was. And she gained a lot of respect back from me because she also went on to talk about how she loves a black man because nobody but a black man can say MF. And I
that's the
had to
same
take
video.
a step back and realize she's bougie and successful and all this and that. But read behind the story what she's talking about. She was dating a guy that had child support issues. Who would have thought that is who she kind of F with, and she gave him the money. So there's a lot of meat on that bone there that he was beating the guff off that muff enough that she came off that money. I even like the fact that her and Oprah said they would have respected him more had he asked for $40,000, because this speaks to how women perceive you, in my opinion.
But he wouldn't have been able to pay it.
That's not the point. The point is that he asked for a paltry $4,000 that he couldn't handle his. She said, I didn't see him the same way after I gave him the money. He even paid her back right on time.
Right.
But you know what
he
that
said he
speaks
would.
to me?
Right.
It speaks to how you're perceived sometimes. Had he asked for $40,000, even though he couldn't pay her back, but the perception would have been he doing big things, and that he asking for that he couldn't come up with that small amount. He spoke to her that maybe he doesn't budget his money in a way to date a woman at my caliber, at my level.
Okay.
I understood exactly where she was coming from, to be honest with you, but it speaks to perception. And this even harkens back to the Risa Tisa story for me, that sometimes a lot of women prefer to live inside the lie. And that's what has helped me be successful. Do you think I haven't always been in this position? When I didn't have a job, I got more snatched in a little bit because I was telling these hoes I was a director at Walmart. How they gonna know? And being that I brought them nasty bitches in my apartment at night, where my white furniture and you have the light shining on it just right, and the bar was lit up, and I got them bitches sitting just where they could see everything I want them to see. You usher them bitches out of there before 3 o'clock, because if the sunlight catch that furniture, they would see it was all fucked up and dog heads and all kinds of shit was over there.
I'm
But
sick of it.
it looks magnificent, and that 10 o'clock to 3 a.m. I'm a superstar, baby. You don't see my fat black ass in the clear light of day. Get them bitches up out of there. They want to live inside of that lie.
That's okay. So you said something. I want to bring that point up. I want to hear from everybody else first, sister.
I first of all, $4,000 for Gayle is $40 for us. Let's just be honest. And when she says she never saw him the same, the reason that conversation ended because she quit fooling with him. Because she respected him. She saw. I feel like after 2 months, if somebody asks you for money, they just trying to see if you dumb enough to give it to him. And the next time, he probably would have asked her for $40,000 and been dating the woman he really liked, that he would never ask for $4,000 on the side. He just want to see if she would give it to him. That particular dude in my life, if he asked me for $40, let's be reasonable, on our real life level,
right?
I probably would have given it to him, and he would have given it back to me on Thursday. I never would have given him another dime, but he would have been the dude that I kept around till I met what I wanted.
Oh, I'm like, what does that mean? What that's a respectable dude, though, right? Like, just a man of his word. He a man of his word.
Perception.
You only been dating me for 2 months. You don't have nobody else in your life, including Bank of America, that you could ask for $4,000. Because to me, that means your credit bad. Because a lot of banks, as long as you pay them back within a reasonable amount of time, you don't even add interest to that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But don't that speak to like wrong expectations for a right? Because what if you could have been that person, teach him like how to do better, and could have made him a better man? Because at least you got an honest man.
I ain't no academic professor. I ain't got to teach you shit. If you got all these kids and child support, you should already be knowing how to manage your money well. Because if you got child support issues, that means you already behind on child support, so you don't do right. You just got a job, or you just refuse to pay, or she had to chase your spanking ass down to get child support out of you, and now you owe back pay and you want child support money so you don't take your ass to jail. Like, there's so many things that go on in my mind. If you need this $4,000 for child support quickly, because the dudes I know who needed it quickly were told by the judge, if you don't pay it by Friday, you're going to jail.
Jail, yeah.
I mean, you can't go to the law. Have some damn self-respect, pride, and dignity with yourself. Lie to me, mother. Like, act like you got it. Don't even tell me about your child support.
That's why I said, hard Oprah said, because how do you know, Lady D, a chick is going up to the movie theaters, and this is a test I've used many, many, many times. We on the line, we're going up to the movies, we get up there, I want to see if she's going to go in her purse to pay for the movies. It's a test. I got the money. The truth of the matter is, or we're at a restaurant, sometimes I purposely have waited for that bill to come to see what she even reached for. Once you demonstrate you got me, your money is no good. I got you all the way. Sometimes it is a test that let me see because again, in this dating climate, I like how one person put it. You want me to spend $400 to see if you might like me enough to go on another date? So maybe I want to say, hey, sweetheart, my rent is late. You know what? I'm a little behind on my rent. You think you can loan me this, that, and the other to see where you're at? Because now when I know that we both playing a game, now you're going to be playing checkers, I'm playing chess. But it's perception.
Okay. Now, again, sister, you're not really afraid of this conversation because you don't think like these women I'm thinking about, like that's trying to be a project.
No, I don't think y'all realize how many legions that we inquire as women, and how many BSers and dudes that we encounter that are liars and that try to take from you. And I've dated dudes who told me they had their own place, they own car. I found out they live with their mama and daddy. They driving their sister car.
She's right.
And if you fall into that trap like that, you're going to end up being taken advantage of over and over. Because I feel like women, there's an expectation with a lot of women when we ask for money that what we're doing it in exchange of. Let's be honest, whether it's our time,
she ain't lying. She's right.
Whether it's whatever. But if you are coming to me and asking me for something, I don't know you. I've encountered too many men that are in relationships and lying, married lying, and here I am, the fool.
She's right.
So I am the opposite of Lee. I want you to take me out to eat once or twice just to see that you're not playing games with me.
She's right.
But I'm one that I don't mind dropping my credit card for you at whatever restaurant.
She's right.
STK or whatever. I just need to feel like I'm not being used. Once I know you're not using me, I will do so much for you and spend so much towards you because I don't feel used.
Yeah. Okay.
She's right.
I'm with you. Okay,
Bravo,
cool.
sis. Bravo.
All right, Kenneth, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm gonna tell
great.
you. I'm gonna tell you the angle I took from the Gayle King interview, and I mean that soundbite, and I think it was dope. But I would say this. I think at the end of the day, men can't fall on hard times when you date, because you don't get the same leeway that women do. Obviously she said, I think they had been dating 2 months. So obviously they had a rapport. So I guess you feel comfortable in that. But me personally, as a man, I've never asked a woman for money.
Now say that first part again. You said men can't do what?
Men can't fall on hard times.
Back to perception. He is right. We're not afforded the same luxury.
Hard times with a woman. And you're not gonna get the same. You're not gonna be looked at the same because she basically said it that after even though he paid her back, she said he paid me right back on Thursday, but I couldn't look at him the same.
She's right. He's right.
But if a woman is in need with a man, and she asking for $4,000, a woman is not looked at this.
He's
She's
right.
not looking-
But
she's
it
looking-
speaks to what Devin said, because then men then have a
That they're
there's a
both
caveat.
absolutely right.
And
Yeah.
so I that's some we
But-
got some dirty glasses.
Yeah,
I like your
and-
point, Lady
and-
D, that you say we can never realize just how much
Yeah.
y'all encounter that.
Right, and
We
I
don't
get
never
and I
know.
get right, and I get what Lady D saying, because they deal with that more than we do. But what
Ever
I'm
since she
saying
was
is-
13 years old?
wait, but I'm saying in the dating world for men, you can't be on hard times, and you can't do
He's
that.
right.
You
He's
can't
right.
do that, because
He's
women will not respect you.
He's right.
And again, like I said, I've never asked a woman for money. I didn't never ask my wife.
That's
period,
why
for
I
her.
do home
I
court
never
advantage.
asked her for money. Period.
Because
I just
I
feel
use that
she would look
principle.
at she would look at me. She look at me a
He's right.
different way. And then I thought about an episode on Girlfriends. And, you know, Girlfriends is one of my favorite sitcoms. This is an episode when Joan was dating Aaron. This dude she met in New Orleans. They came back. He was kind of living in a little bitty efficiency apartment. And, you know, he's up in age and this and that. And when she found out how he was living, and he said, I know how this looks. He said, I know it doesn't look good for me but he said, hey, look, I had a hard life. I had to start over. And this is where I'm at. And see, that's the thing that men we deal with that women don't. We don't give a shit if a woman living in efficiency, sleeping on a goddamn air up mattress. We really don't give a shit. If we dig you and we like you and we cut for you, we don't care. But women, we don't. Men, we don't get that
And
same
it is.
luxury.
It's the perception. It is.
Go on, sister. Go.
It depends on the backstory.
What?
You can't just ask me for $4,000 without telling me why you need it and why you don't have it.
No, I get
No,
that.
I get
We
that.
get what you're saying.
Right. No, I get that. Right.
If I meet a dude that's living in an efficiency apartment on an air mattress, and then he tell me, I just went through a divorce, that chick took everything I had.
Okay.
I'm rebuilding. I'm like, oh, okay,
Right.
because I know you're rebuilding and you're doing well. And Craig, you just made a comment. If a man loses his job, a woman will give you some grace, but you better start looking for another job tomorrow. You damn right, because you know what? I'm looking for another job tomorrow.
For him.
I'm thinking about I got 1 to 2 more checks, so let me go ahead and start looking for a job. So maybe I'm only in the hole for a week, but I'm still gonna work this out. And I've also mentioned that I'm not a check-to-check person. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always thinking about that. So for me to say I expect you to look for another job tomorrow, unless of course you got a health problem or there's a family emergency or something like that, I do expect you to look for another job tomorrow.
But to Kenny's point, Lady D. But to Kenny's point, Lady D, a man don't get that same grace.
We don't get that same
he don't
grace,
get that
though.
same grace. In
I
general,
get it.
I know these women that y'all are meeting.
Yeah.
Actually, I do know the women that y'all are meeting. Can I tell you something? Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
You are meeting hoes who expect you to take care of them and be this breadwinner for them.
No,
because
can
that's
I-
the
can I- I'm gonna
impression
push
that
back
a lot
on
of the
that.
women have.
I'm gonna push back on that. We're not even talking about me or who I date. I'm gonna disagree and push back on it. I think in general, the perception is that a man will not get that same long grace period that a woman would get. Under your same scenario, I think if a woman is out of work, that man is not saying, well, baby, you looked at the one ads today. He's going to give her a woman. Forget what he does. Let's even take him out of the equation. The way the world sees it, a woman will have a longer grace period that, well, giving her a little bit more grace that, well, she's out of work, then it's looked upon a man. I've been out of work and unemployed. Do you know the worst part about being unemployed? I swear on Alan Paul's soul, my brothers, is the perception that you're not looking.
Yep.
That's worse than being broke.
To that.
It's worse than being broke. Is that there's a fear of going to the mailbox knowing you haven't worked today. Nobody knows that you spent 8 hours on a computer putting in job applications, this, that, and the other. But it's the perception that, man, you imagine people thinking, well, his lazy ass, because as a man, we're not given the same benefit of the doubt.
I just think those types of women shouldn't be married. Let me be honest with you.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's the world. It ain't right.
Yeah, and but I think my perception of a man that's not looking is I come home every day and you sitting there in your drawers playing video games. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
that's
get that.
the dude that
No,
I
I
think
get that.
is not trying. But I think a lot of men, because of pride alone, will let you know that he feels a certain type of way because he's struggling out here in these streets while he's looking.
Baby, I wish it was that simple.
This is our savings, and this is what we can do. And then if whatever field you're working in is not working, then that's when we need to talk about, well, is there something else you want to do? Do you want to go to school for a particular trade? Like,
Brenton, I gotta say this.
This long.
I wish it was that simple. My one time, I was 21 years old, and I went through a 3 or 4 month period where I was impotent, could not perform my husbandly duties because I was out of work. And my wife watched me look for jobs, but she was working. But it was the idea that to watch her leave in the morning, going to work, and come home, and I hadn't got a job yet. And I had to go to a urologist, and he said, I'm not going to give you anything because it's in your mind. But it's just the idea that as a man, I know what the world expects of me. And to see her drive away in the morning and leave that yard, and I'm not working. It's just a perception. Whether we put that on ourselves, and whether it's fair,
that's you. That's not
whether
her.
it's so. This is where I push back, because it is a real thing. Because the same way you said, well, we will never. This is where I'm gonna push back on you. We could never walk in the shoes of a woman. You've been offered ding dong ever since you've been 13 years old. The average person want to get you. You have no idea what it's like to walk these streets as a black man, and that's a part that maybe you don't get.
I agree with that. No, I actually do. I completely agree with that. I just think that because of the pressures and the expectations and the way the world views you, you begin to view yourself in that same light and through that same lens. And now you are assuming that when someone's looking down on you, when they're feeling empathy for you, and they may feel bad because they know how you feel, and they
that's
hate
some of it. But a white man don't have that same perception. My next door neighbor, who never worked, who hurt his back and drove a new truck, but again, we're looked at differently. That shiftless, lazy, no good in guy. It's different being a black man. Oh, in this new climate where the women are sitting on top of the throne, it's even worse. And that's where Kenny's saying that.
And I want to ask Lady D this question, because she can answer this. Why did Gayle King said that she looked at that man differently after him asking her for $4,000?
In my opinion,
why?
In my opinion, it was only because they've been together only 2 months, and he had the nerve to ask her for $4,000. And I think that's what it was. Kind of like what I'm saying. Like, was there no one else that you could have asked for $4,000? Could you not have gone out on your? Because we're not married, we're not engaged, we're not in a serious relationship.
Right.
We're just dating, and you're probably dating more than just me. But because I'm Gayle King, you know I got it. So you asked me for this money without even trying or going out of your way to get it from elsewhere. That's why she would feel different about him, because when you are that person that you're in a different standing financially, you always worry about someone trying to use you. Right. And she probably felt like he was just trying to use her and take advantage of what she has. So then you start wondering, is the foundation real? Does he really like me for me? Does he really want to be with me? Or is he with me because I'm Gayle King, who is a millionaire?
You're right. And I think that was bad timing for sure, because you're being lazy and you're taking the easy road out instead of just going to grind it out. So I'm with you on that one. At the same time, even for what the men are saying about just not wanting to ask, and even what Carol said, because I think that sums it up in its entirety. She says, I'm the opposite. If I'm broke, I will not ask my partner for money. I catch a lot of flack from my husband for not asking when I'm broke.
And that doesn't, Carol, that doesn't make sense to me when you have your husband there and that's y'all on the same team. Why do you not feel like you can come to him when you need finances? I don't get that.
Can I answer that?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the exact reason of what Black said about the perception.
Yes.
My asking for money, I feel like that brings me down a notch. And now I've become this woman that's dependent on a man, and you may feel like you can talk to me a certain way and look at me a certain way, or I owe you something a little more because I don't want to hear later that you helped me when I was broke.
I love this conversation because I agree with Kenny. If you're my wife,
but remember, Fonnie Willis. Y'all remember?
Yeah, right. If you my wife, I got you.
I got you.
We're not keeping score.
If anything, I'm gonna be mad that you didn't come to me.
But
right, me too.
But again, y'all got to see it like this. That's why we can't generalize this type of conversation because everything is going to be so direct towards everybody. I understand what Carol means. I understand what I hear everybody. But when we begin to try to broaden the lens and say, well, see, that's everybody's experience. It's not really everybody's experience because
that's why I love this conversation.
Yeah, no, because what Carol is saying, I'm pretty sure some man can say the same thing. And what Devin is saying,
that's why I hear you, D. And I don't disagree with you.
Right, I get it.
And we in certain ways we say the same thing, but I agree with Kenny on this. That if you're my wife, I'm gonna be pretty upset if you didn't come.
I got you.
But wait a minute, you ain't have no. So why didn't you ask?
I got you.
That's gonna be my reaction.
I got you.
No. Hold on, Carl. You said it's my pride, Kenny. I've always felt that I am indebted to you for, and that's listen. That's what Fonnie said.
Look at the next comment. Look at her next comment.
Read her next comment. My husband gets angry because I don't let him know. I just have a hard time. Again, this whole thing is about perception and things put up on us. Again, traditions. It's we got to start having conversation. And man, I could get really deep, but I got one more topic. But it speaks to the. I'm not gonna generalize this. I'll ask the question.
One more thing. I just think that for Carol, I don't know your situation, but I'm gonna say for me, I'm that way because of things that have come up for me in the past.
Right.
When things go bad or you do some dumb stuff, then you get to say, "You gonna treat me like this after I helped you when you was down and I held you down, and you mean you can't do this for me or look past this after I did this for you and like you know." Like I almost need you to sneak money into my purse. I mean, that's the only way that's going to happen.
I get it. I get it.
Hold on,
my
say it
husband
again.
gave his last $10, but I'm not going to ask him for it.
I get it. I get it.
You know what? That bothers me though, Lady D. I mean, because if you marry, we on the same team. I got you and you got me, so it ain't nobody keeping score. I'm not gonna throw this up in your face, like, baby. You remember when that ain't what I do. I mean, come on, that ain't.
Okay, I want to wrap it up because I know we could go on for about another hour and a half of this, and I just want to say this. It really speaks to how much damage we have done over the years of just all these relationships that we had no business being in, that we wasn't mature enough. Again, what that topic was again, that emotional intelligence again.
Emotional intelligence.
That damn Adam Eve.
So again, y'all, I would say this, and I just say this for I won't blanket this, but I want to make the statement to everybody who has somebody. I want you all to make trust a great part of character building for the relationship, not the individual, for the relationship. Character build the relationship, and let's work on trust. That because again, what that trust does is going to make us vulnerable to each other. But if you don't trust the dude or the woman that you with, then you won't build on that character. Because to Devin and Carol's point, and to Black and Kenny's point, again, we're telling y'all we want to be there. Y'all saying, well, we can't be there, and we got our reasons. But how about y'all just do some character building for the relationship? Be honest. Say, hey, I'm gonna try it this time, but you better not burn me because I'm gonna punch in your face. You know what I'm saying? Or something. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna bring violence into this.
Yeah, you better not hurt me. No, I got you. So let's say, Carol, we're not keeping score, Kenny. Again, it's my pride that won't allow me to ask. Maybe it's my daddy's fault. Yeah, I get you. And we're not here to diagnose anything.
That's a whole nother topic right there. But
all right, Kenny, don't know. I can't. I got one more.
I'm not gonna go down there. Bro. Okay. I'm gonna leave it
Man, great conversation. I hope this opens up the door for people to just talk to their spouse and just begin to build relationships, because we gotta be there, man. Because tough times are coming. and you know they come and go. So we got to be there. All right, listen, one more. I know I should have started with this, but maybe not.
Oh Lord!
All right, don't look like that. Don't you? Yeah, don't you name a different name. Ain't nobody gonna know it's you. So hold on. Listen. All right. Y'all know who's the withholder and who the withstander is. I don't have to go there. I don't have to make that clear, do I? Well, okay.
Nope.
All right.
Not that I can remember.
Okay, right. We know who tries to hold out, who does all the holding out. And now again, those that are withstanding. But here's the thing about God in the bedroom. I know people have quoted the scripture, don't deprive each other of sex. But again, we all on different spectrums when it comes to that. And I don't get into that part, but this is what I want to talk about. The withholding, if I can come down there to the bottom right, is withholding from a man a form of manipulation if it's being done beyond the understanding of that man's tolerance?
I think in most cases, a lot of women associate the sex with emotions and feelings. And if we pissed off at you and we don't like you at the moment, we don't want to sleep with you. And because you are my spouse or my partner, I shouldn't be obligated to do so. You got a right hand and some jargon. Take care of yours until I'm no longer pissed.
No. Okay. So then wait. How does this? I'm not speaking generalized, and I'm not even asking specifically for yours. But if you can, well, how does one get back? Oh, that's that trust again, Lord. Okay. So again, say for instance, you've gone 6 days now because you're still mad. I mean, man, how when you're not gonna be mad no more?
Well, now some of this goes back to that first topic of emotional intelligence.
Okay, I agree.
And the other part goes back to sometimes when you anger a person, you never take the time to really understand why they're angry. You coming to me and just being like, I'm sorry, because I don't want to talk to you. That's not helpful because I know you don't even know what the hell I'm pissed off about. And I just think you owe me a conversation to help me feel better. And if you've done something extreme, now that's totally different. You know what I'm saying? But if it's just something where you've hurt my feelings or you've done something dirty, small, and I don't feel good because believe it or not, women like sex too. So you're not the only one not having sex. You know what I'm saying? Because if we like you, then we enjoy having sex with you. If we aren't liking you or you've hurt our feelings, it's just very difficult. And if we do it with you, you're gonna know that we're doing it just out of obligation or just giving up, and it won't even be enjoyable, in my opinion.
Yes. Okay, gentlemen. So now I'm gonna pose this to you. Withstanding, knowing, let's keep all things equal, she's mad at us. Okay, and because she's mad at us, she's withholding. Now, is it not then your obligation to withstand or until you do the work? Because the easy way out for us, again, and I was gonna go around the corner with this one, but I maybe I should. Again, these are the reasons why some men, the lack of emotional intelligent men, say that's why I'm cheating. It's because you withholding. And that's the way we play the game. Is if you're gonna withhold, well then I'm gonna go find somebody else to hold on to. So again, that in my opinion, that shouldn't give you an excuse. But what is the proper? What should be the? I can't. I'll just let y'all because I can't generalize it. So withstanding, how long are you going to withstand if they're withholding? Again, all things are equal. There's not something major. This is like she mad. You don't know why she mad. And again, to Devin's point, you know, it really wasn't that big, but I ain't finna sleep with you if I'm mad at you. So again, how long should a emotional, intelligent man withstand? Oh, y'all, you know I wasn't gonna play today.
You want to go, Kenny, or you want me to go?
No, I'm gonna let you. You know, I'm gonna let you go, Brother Black, because I know you got something on this one.
So, the family, you may all find this maybe difficult to believe. I'm at a disadvantage answering this question because I don't know what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fortunate enough to say any serious relationship I've been in, I've only been married once, and I've had a few serious girlfriends. I've never been in this situation because I operate under a simple rule. Believe it or not, with all of my bullshit that I bring to the table, I'm actually a pretty decent boyfriend. I have a simple rule: we don't go to bed angry. And so I've never had a bad breakup ever. Again, when I'm talking about jump offs, that's a whole nother scenario. I could take it or leave it.
I'm telling you, that's a whole movie.
But
I'm like, what movie?
but somebody I care about enough that I was in a relationship with, I've always had a simple rule where you don't take that energy with you to bed. So it never has had a chance to impede the sex part of it for me, because let's resolve whatever that is before we even get closer to that's poison to me, to be in a relationship and to be angry. There's nothing I can think of in a relationship that's going to have me that upset that we're taking it to bed, that I can't be with you, you know, intimately, emotionally, or whatever. There's nothing, whatever that is. Let's talk this through. And so for me, I've never been in that situation where I've had a woman to have to withhold, or I have to withstand or in any kind of way, because it's never got to that point. I take a great deal of pride in that, even when I've had girlfriends, because believe it or not, Devin's made a point earlier. I have to have peace in my home. I don't yell. I don't. If anything, sometimes if you've really done something to disappoint me, I tend to get quiet. And I've had exes say that that's more damaging because you ain't saying anything. And I've had to work on verbalizing it so she would know that, no, I'm not, you know, look, I'm processing this, but I don't want it to come out the wrong way to be hurtful. The Bible talks about the power of the tongue. So I really have taken that very serious, because you can say some things verbally that's worse than if you hit the person. And so I've been very careful not to let it fall. So I don't know what that feels like. I've never been in a situation where I'm so angry with you that I can't sleep with you. And believe it or not, I'm actually pretty damn fun in the bedroom. So,
Curl, I'm going to tell you this: if all things are equal, we like that anyway, especially if we're in love with you. That's important.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny, go on.
Wow, man. God, dog. Where do I start with this? Let me say this first and foremost. Sex is power for women. When it comes to sex, women have all the power. That's going to just keep you funky. Money is power for men. So there's always going to be that dynamic. Now, far as the withstanding sex, just speaking on my own experiences, in my 20s, I could give a damn if a woman was withstanding sex from me, because guess what? I'm figuring it out. I'm going somewhere else. But when I found that wife, when I found Bridget, Annette, and when she was mad at me, I was trying to figure out how I can get back in good graces, to get back in them draws. I knew what she liked and I knew what she did, and never in my mind I ever thought about going out here. Oh, she mad at me, so I want some, and I got her. So she ain't giving me none tonight. So that was never in my mind, because I was in love with her. So yeah. we was going to always figure it out, man, because I did not want us to have that type of relationship where we couldn't communicate. Even though we both were stubborn, we would not talk to each other. I would know she'd be mad at me and I'd be mad at her, but we'll figure it out in a couple of days. If I had to go If I had to go do what I had to do, just like Lady D said, with that lotion and with that towel in the bathroom, drop them kids off in the towel, I'd do that. But I wasn't going outside of the marriage. So, but I think the only thing I don't like about that is because women can use that as a power move, and I don't think that's cool.
They do. And I don't say all women do, but they do. And
right.
I
don't say all women, but most, but some.
Yeah, and I will say this as well. Even in a marriage, no means no. And yes, you can rape your wife.
Right.
So let's make sure, gentlemen,
I agree with that.
and ladies, that you again, if we could sum up this whole night tonight, emotional intelligence is important, and that's where it needs to start. And if you don't have that, then you can't be compatible financially, because there won't be a good conversation. Thus, again, y'all having wrong expectations for good people, right? And then now when y'all trying to have sex, it's about holding out and withstanding and da this, that, and the third. And so, ultimately, it's got. And this is what I meant by we've jacked relationships up, because we've started with sex before we did with emotional intelligence, and we jacked things up, man. And
can I say, not to interrupt you, Brenton, but sometimes we just want to feel like we're not a mattress and a specimen cup.
Ooh.
That we are more than just that to you. We that's just an added piece of luxury to this relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's dessert, but I would like to think that our relationship, just myself as a whole, is the meal for you. That if you went to someone else just simply because I was holding out in your mind, because sometimes y'all think we're holding out, but we're not. We may have something going on with us mentally. We may have something going on with us physically, hormonally, but we may demonstrate it by acting like we're mad because we don't want to tell you that something is just wrong, because that.
Why you won't tell us?
Somebody right. That's embarrassment or shame. Like there could be, we don't want you to judge us. Like there could be a multitude of reasons why tell you, but we really want to know that we're not just simply a mattress to you. Because if you go off and have to do that with somebody else because of that reason, I'm going to feel like you don't love me or respect me, and that's all that was more important to you than me.
I agree.
Right. And I agree with everything you said, Lady D, but I also want to say that I feel like if we're married and we're intimate and we in a committed relationship, I want to be that safe space for you. Even if you feel like I'm your husband, so I should be that safe space for you to come and talk to me about that, and I'll be like, okay, baby, I hear you. Okay, I got you. So, but again, this goes back to emotional intelligence, and you don't get that a lot of times until you get older in age.
That's it.
Especially for us. I'm talking for men. I ain't speaking for women. I'm speaking for men. We don't get that until we mature, I think. A lot of us men.
But and I hear you, but I'm finna get you, Black. But here's the problem: we've been influenced by TV and things out there that showed us have sex while you're early. Strap it up, and then we just jack life up, man. And so I'm trying to teach my kids, man. Listen, y'all, I'm in y'all's lives. I'm in these people's lives, and so too. She said, women too, Kenny. Yeah, go ahead, Black.
No, I thought
okay.
No.
Yeah, Craig said, way to bring the conversation back around Full House, Brenton. Yeah, man, no problem. Emotional intelligence is important. So listen, if y'all can't do nothing else, teach your kids how to be emotionally intelligent. And number one, how you do that is don't apply a deficit on them with your drama. That's number one. Do not give your kids trauma through your drama, which then puts them at a deficit for their emotional intelligence.
Wow.
I like that.
Don't do that. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't do that to my kids because I want to give whoever they want. And listen, my expectation for whoever they finna be with, well, listen, if your mom and daddy jacked you up, hey man, you gotta go find somebody else. You ain't doing that over here.
You need to get that fixed. Yeah, fix that before you. Yeah,
listen, and my sister can tell you real good. What you say, you better get that's what you get on. No, that's just how I see it, man. So again, we're not trying to fix the wheel because I can't. It's broke. So all I'm just telling y'all is that we just strive to do better. I feel like Martin Luther King here. I had a dream that one day, boys and
Right.
girls. Yeah, so I
Really.
just have a dream, and it starts with conversation. So I hopefully that was y'all. This was great. This was so needed and fantastic show. I appreciate y'all. We can't wait to hear it because just all the good nuggets. We was doing good, man. So it's final thoughts time. And sister, since you up there, I go and start with you. Give me your final thoughts.
I think for me, I just want to say that in seeking a partner, the primary thing is you have to realize that there's no perfect partner, and that there's always going to be a lot of give and take. I always advise people to just consider what your absolute deal breakers are, and that may be, for some people, is believing in God. For some people, it's you got to have a job, whatever they may be. My deal breakers are, believe it or not, really not. My list is really not that long, but you have to really just kind of take me as I am and know that I'm kind of a work in progress, but I probably ain't gonna work on it. But I'm real lovable. So just be honest up front, kind of lay it all out there. Like, this is how I am. I will work on it in little bits and pieces, but I'm never gonna not be me. You know what I'm saying? You'll enjoy the friendship with me. Your family will like me because I am friendly. You know what I'm saying? But, just like y'all said, when you haven't dealt with things from your childhood, that's me. I haven't dealt with things from my childhood, and it's made me a little cold, a little lacking of emotion and affection. And that on top of trauma that I went through in relationships multiple times, from, being taken advantage of or lied to or mistreated or abused in some way, shape, or fashion, I have brought that to relationships. But I'm always honest about it, and I don't know if people either don't believe me or they don't care.
They don't believe you because of the way you're looking. We already talked about that.
Right. That's what it is.
But just be you, lay it all out there. Don't be trying to build a boy, kind of take him as he is. And if you kind of grow together as a result, it is what it is.
So put a green mask on, put your hair and rollers, and all that kind of stuff, and then tell them, and then they'll leave. I promise. They won't fool with you. Sir, always enjoyed you.
Thank you. Great show. Great show. Love the topics. This was enriching. Look, I'm single. I don't even have anything on the horizon, so I'm so screwed up right now. The sins of the father has definitely been visited upon the son, but we working it out. On my platform, I tell people all the time, I'm no expert, but I can tell you what shit not to do because I made a lot of those errors for sure. And this show highlights just how screwed up we are as human beings, as couples. And I blame that son of a bitch, Adam. Had he done right, he could have got rid of Eve and got himself a Devin, but no, he followed that snatch clear to hell. And we're paying for it all the way down to now. But we're still figuring this thing out. And also want to give a final shout out to those mattresses and specimen cups because everybody needs to serve a purpose. So God bless you too.
We sick of you.
I'm sick of
Oh, God.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, I just want to say, again, a great show, great topics. I hope that everybody got something from this. Craig, Carol, I know they were in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. TFG Tonight. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this to your social media platforms. Subscribe to my guy, Lee Black, Real Talk for Real Men, TFG Ratchet. Make sure you subscribe. Share that to your platforms. Again, my lady D, she be in the bushes, but we're going to get over here. She going to start a channel somewhere. You subscribe to her too. Make sure your boy, y'all take care of your boy, TFG Sports Media, and Kendrick Sports also. Make sure you subscribe and share that to all your social media platforms. I just want to say, the one thing I want to say, Black love is very important to me because I truly believe that we don't hate each other. I know what we see on social media and all this is back and forth and all that, but I really truly believe we love each other. And we want to see everybody win. But I also want us to stop being dismissive of each other's feelings. Men, stop being dismissive of women's feelings or what their concerns are. Don't just chalk it up to them being bitter, angry women. Sometimes they got issues. They've been through past relationships and hurts that have made them this way. Women, don't be so dismissive of men's feelings too, because they've been through some hurts and some situations and some things as well. So let's open our ears. I know we like what we see with our eyes, because I know I do, but open your ears and really just be receptive to whatever they're saying. And let's open up the lines of communication, because all of us been hurt. Ain't nobody been hurt more than the other. We all done been through the mud. you know what I mean? So let's open it up. And then I think this shows like this, man, will really bring us closer together. So again, I truly believe in that. I'm 55 years old and I'm single. So and the single pool out here, I think it's a bunch of piss and doo-doo in it for us men too. I know y'all women say that all the time, but y'all ain't out here all that either, ladies. But I love you. So we just trying to make some relationships and have some good relationships in 2024. So those are my final thoughts.
Yes, sir. Now, just quickly, did we ever come to the understanding of what you was waiting on that bottom level? Okay, I'm just teasing.
That was, Brendan, I'm not messing with you, man. I said ads. I did not say ass, but I'll take some ass. But anyway.
Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. Oh, what'd you say, Miss Carol? It's slim pickings out there. Well, you
Yes,
married,
man.
honey. You don't need to be out there in them streets, no way.
You married, Carol. You out the game.
Yeah.
You good.
Yeah. Okay, listen again, man. I appreciate all y'all. I love y'all for real. Thank y'all
Love
so
you too,
much.
brother.
Yeah, man. Just quickly, I know we mentioned our foods for the month of April. But if I had to ask you if April Fools was a person in your life, like who would that be? I mean, you gotta give me a name. It's a relationship. You got one.
Oh, you talking about an April Fool's relationship?
Well, yeah, the person that you would consider, like I got a cousin who's an April Fool, like for real.
Yeah, I can't mention no names, but
yeah. Okay, no
We
problem.
gonna put 'em out there.
I don't put them out
Yeah.
there. All right. Well, listen.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I have a
'Cause
great
they
candidate.
probably say that about me too. So
Okay.
boy, no
All
well.
right. Well, let's just say I have a great candidate. If April Fools was a person, it would kind of look like this person. I know.
I don't understand. What was he trying to do?
That's the point. He had no. It's like you literally just did exactly what you did for nothing. You didn't even try to land on your feet. Fool.
Oh man.
I'm just saying. Listen, y'all. Great time of being. I know, Carol. Y'all just work with me. I don't know. Yeah. So listen, y'all. That's Kenny. That's Devin, and that's Lee, and that's been Black Love Series, and we gonna see y'all on Monday. Peace.
Peace out.